Watertown Red and Black against one of the newest semi-pro football teams, the Genesee Spartans. Tonight's game is a non-league game. Watertown Red and Black comes in tonight's game as back-to-back EFL champions in 2021 and 2022.
The Red and Black joined the GEFL and Gridiron Development Football League this year. They start the season next week against the Troy Fighting Irish, and that game is away. They will be back home on June 3rd against the Syracuse Strong and June 10th against the Charlotte Colonials.
Then we go on the road.
Genesee County Spartans, wearing number 7, Gunnar Rapone. Number 9, Dame Butler Sr. Wearing number 21, Delante Curry. Number 24, Chris Gessing. Number 25, Trey Woods. Wearing number 26, Dylan Spencer. Number 45, Amari Cleveland. Wearing number 56, Steve Kowalczyk. Number 67 is Travis. After defense, wearing number 88 is TJ Henderson. The starting offense for the Watertown Red and Black. Wearing number 14. Number 14, Jeremy Mesha. Number 79, Chris Gooding. Also on the line tonight and wearing number 53, Michael Edwards. Number 67, Nathan O'Connor. Wearing number 72, Nicholas Embry. Receivers tonight, wearing number 1, DeQuance Jackson. Number 4, Kalen Jeter. Wearing number 7, Keegan Cuellar. And number 9, on the outside, Chris Burr. Running the ball tonight and wearing number 25, Jamal Binkley. And our quarterback tonight, wearing number 16, Jason Williams. Coaches for the Watertown Red and Black, head coach George Ashcraft, Jerry Levine, Aaron Rivers, offensive and defensive line coach Wayne Dupree. Assistant coaches are John Ramus, Billy Comal, and Barry Wright. Our sideline helper is Spider and Raheem Love. is Calvin Brown, and our field judge is Derek Rydell.
Hey, this scoreboard looks pretty sweet all out like that.
I like that, yeah. It's going better with the Ashcraft name on the top. You want this closed? Did you get wet?
Yeah, it's okay though. They're about.
Beautiful.
Watertown is receiving the kickoff tonight. Ask him right there.
At this time, would you all please rise for the playing of our national anthem?
And bright stars through the perilous path, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming. And against red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
What? Ready?
At the end of the game, I will have to start.
All right, boys, here we go. Here we go.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Watertown Red and Black football here at the George Ashcraft Field. They named that last year. Easy for me to say. And a beautiful new scoreboard this season. Field looks great. It's a bit of a early start than we'd be used to for the Red and Black, starting here at the end of May, as opposed to maybe mid or late June. And because of that, the weather is certainly going to be a factor tonight, you would think. It's been raining all day, still raining a little bit on and off as we get ready for kickoff here. Watertown will receive to start off this non-league matchup as they take on the Genesee Spartans. Genesee will be playing in the Northern Football Alliance this year. And so as we get ready to start Watertown Red and Black football, brought to you by NBC Watertown and Steve Weed Productions. My name is Connor Lalone, and I'll take you through tonight's action as I did for Watertown's home games last year. They were a pleasure to watch all season, with an undefeated season in which they won the championship game of the Empire Football League, a league which they are no longer a member of. It'll be Montana back to kick. To start the game off for Genesee, low kick for Montana. And again, the field early coming into play as Quior was able to corral that one eventually. Kind of skipped off the turf there right in front of him, and he couldn't handle it cleanly initially, but was able to track back, pick that one up. And Watertown will take the field on offense for the first time this season. As I mentioned, Watertown playing in a new league this year, now part of the Gridiron Developmental Football League. And it'll be a new challenge for the Red and Black. Be interesting to see how they fare this season. As I mentioned, also Genesee not a member of the GDFL, but of the NFA, the Northern Football Alliance, a new team this season. And most of us up here in the box were impressed by the sheer numbers. Back to pass is Williams, and he's going to air it out long on a very first play of the game. That one overthrown was intended for Quior. But so immediately, Watertown going right back to what worked well for him last year. Jason Williams with a big, strong arm, and he threw that one way down the field. And ultimately just threw it too strong for Quior, really out of bounds. So it'll be 2nd and 10. Ball is on the 15-yard line. Appears to be Finkley back there with Williams. And it'll be a 4-receiver set, 2 on the far side, 2 on the near side. And the ball's moving up the field here. Looks like there was a penalty against the visiting Genesee Spartans. So that's a 15-yard penalty, which will move the chains. Ball's on the 30 now, and it's 1st down. So almost had to have been a personal foul. Handoff up the middle, and wrapped up very quickly. Maybe picked up a yard. So the tackle made that time by John Gran for the Spartans. And they will give Watertown a couple of yards on that play. And it'll be 2nd and about 8 with the ball on the 32-yard line. Williams again with one man in the backfield. He drops back to pass. Some pressure coming out towards Williams, and they get to him. The ball comes loose. And turnover. So Gunnar Rapone able to get to Williams. And as Williams went down under some pressure, the ball did come loose, and it looked like Rapone was the one that fell on it. And so an early turnover for the Red and Black, and Genesee will have some excellent field position after the turnover. So a really good spot for the Spartans' first possession of the game. And we'll get a chance to see Joe Canzaneri at quarterback right under center. Good pressure from Watertown. They wrap up that handoff play quickly for a loss. Canzoneri on the handoff to Reese, it looked like that time. And Bice was able to get to Reese before he could gain any ground, makes the tackle. So a big loss actually that time, more than I initially thought. Looks like about 5 yards. And so the ball will be on the 25-yard line. So it'll be interesting to see how well this field holds up. First game of the season, but it's been raining pretty much all day. I have to say that the Parks and Rec department up here does an excellent job taking care of all the fields up here at the fairgrounds as well as the ice arena next door. Canzoneri back to pass. Finds a little screen to the far side, but again tackled for a loss, I believe that time, or maybe just able to get back to the line of scrimmage was Kier Moore. So a combination of a couple of guys for Watertown. Derek Dalton, Jeremy Mayshow were both there to make the tackle. So it will be about a 1-yard loss on that short little screen pass. 12 and a half minutes to go here in the first quarter of a non-league matchup between the Watertown Red and Black and the Genesee Spartans. Watertown had the ball to start the game, but a fumble from Williams is how Genesee is in this position. Handoff on this time to Moore. Gets to the near side and out of bounds. So another handoff into the hands of Kier Moore. And it'll be 4th down. And the ball is on the 20. About the 23-yard line. About a 3-yard gain that time. Looks like Genesee's going to send the offense out there. Canzoneri gets the snap. Looking to scramble, good pressure. He rolls out to his left and fires over the middle, incomplete. Was looking to find Evan Cummings that time, but pass incomplete, so Watertown will take over on down. So a good stop for the Red and Black after an early turnover. There's a fumble, as I mentioned, by quarterback Jason Williams, who showed all of last season he's a tremendous athlete. Very fast, very strong, but not necessarily immune to a slow start. And Williams will get another chance here. Watertown's second offensive possession of the game. It's Williams with one man in the backfield. Motion now in front of the quarterback. Handoff up the middle. Finkley is going to get the first down and more. And Finkley down pretty much right at the 50-yard line. So the first big offensive gain of the day for either team. And the ball was wrapped up right at the 50-yard line. So a big play that time on the handoff to Jamal Finkley. Watertown picks up a first down and will look to get into the Spartans' half of the field. Ball right at the 50. Bit of a high snap. Williams able to handle it. He's dropped back to pass and over the middle, right in and out of the hands as he hit Jeter right in the chest. And the ball came right back out. Jeter unable to secure that one. He was in some space too over the middle. And it was a pretty good throw really from Williams. So again, the ball and the field certainly slick, damp, wet. And you have to wonder how much of a difference that made, both on the Watertown fumble, but then also on that incompletion. 2nd and 10 now from the 50. Williams back to pass all by himself back there. And he steps up and now way down the field. He's got his man. It's caught and into the end zone for a touchdown, Watertown. Keegan Cuior on the long pass play was wide open. And Williams dropped it right into his lap for the touchdown. So Watertown gets on the board first on the 50-yard touchdown pass. It was a really good play, both from the quarterback Williams, but also from Keegan Cuior to get wide open. And then secure that one, and he could just walk into the end zone. So Watertown will send the extra point team out there. Eric Byler will kick. Not entirely certain what the formation. It looked a little strange at first, but it is the extra point attempt, and it's Eric Byler to do it. Byler was so solid, so steady for this red-black team all year last year. And Byler with a slightly longer than normal extra point attempt. It looks good. Signal from the referees is that it is good. So it's 7-0 with 10 minutes and 48 seconds left to go in the first quarter. The red and black take an early lead, 7-0 after the long touchdown pass from Williams to Jeter, to Cuior rather. And so that's the first score of the game, first score of the season for the red and black. They lead 7-0. Well, we have a little time here before the kickoff. We'll give you a word from a couple of our sponsors for this year's Watertown Red and Black football. Governor Savings and Loans. They've got 5 locations. Governor Savings and Loans is your hometown bank. Samaritan Medical Center is part of the community, and they're now hiring. Check out Samaritan Medical Center. Stanley Law, Joe Stanley. Stanley Law gets the maximum award. And Allen's Liquor and Wines is the largest selection of New York State wine and the oldest running liquors and wine store, Allen's Wines and Liquors. So we'll get ready here after the Watertown touchdown. Looks like Bice will kick. And it's a pretty good one from Dylan Bice. Reese will let that one go over his head. It's going to stop short of the end zone, though. And he has to pick it up there. Cutting now and able to break actually the first tackle before being wrapped up by several red and black players. And there is a late flag. That one went over the head of Reese and bounced, stopped just short of the end zone. So he had to go back and pick it up and make a play on it. And again, just waiting to see that flag. Came out really late, almost after the play was over. And it is a personal foul against Watertown. So that'll move the ball another 15 yards for the Spartans. So the ball will be on the 28-yard line. That's where Genesee will take over following the red and black touchdown. Good kick that time from Dylan Bice, who's here on this near side. Handoff play up the middle. Gain of a couple of yards that time on the handoff to Reese. Dalton is the man making the tackle for the red and black. Just over 10 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Of a non-league matchup, Watertown Red and Black taking on the Genesee Spartans. out of the Northern Football Alliance. Normally play their games, or will play their home games. They haven't played a home game yet. New team will play at Genesee Community College. Back to pass and airing it way down the field. And out of play. Caught on this near sideline by Chris Furr. Well, it's a good show of strength from Genesee that time. Able to get that ball down the field. But over the head of his intended receiver. And so that'll bring up a third down. With the ball on the 31-yard line. Big third down here for the Spartans. Genesee will pass short screen to this near side, and able to break the initial tackle was Moore. And, ooh, big hit on that far side. Kieran Moore ran into the Watertown tackle on that far side. Get another look at it maybe here. He was able to shake this first tackle from Bice, and then eventually on that far side, just nowhere to go. Wrapped up quickly there. And so big loss on third down for the Spartans. Brings up fourth and very long with 9 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Late flag. Wait to see signal from the referee. Illegal substitution against the offense, so backs him up another 5 yards. So Montana back to punt for Genesee, standing on his own goal line. And there he is, Montana, all the way back on his own goal line. And back to return for Watertown. That's a high punt. It's going to get nowhere near all the way back. Takes a bounce, and favorable roll is going to get just out to the 50-yard line. So a good bounce there on the punt from Montana. Didn't look like that punt was going to get anywhere near midfield, and it ended up bouncing, rolling its way all the way out there. So it ends up being a really solid 50-yard punt from Mark Montana, who was all the way back on his own goal line. So Genesee will take over, actually at the 49, it looks like. Watertown will take over, rather, following the Genesee punt. Williams with one man in the backfield, two receivers either side. Jackson makes the run in front of Williams, and then he hands it off up the middle. Gain of about 5 or 6 that time. Rapone with the tackle. Looked like it was actually looked like we were on the carry that time. Correct that. I believe the carry that time was Rarde Burrell, who's now in the backfield with Williams. Cuyor's on this near side as one of the receivers. Here is Cuyor, in and out of the hands. A couple times we've seen Keegan unable to reel passes in, but he does have the one big 50-yard touchdown catch as well. So it's third down. And about 4 to go from the 43-yard line. Watertown will step to the line. Williams will hang out back there by himself in the backfield. Jason Williams, the quarterback. He's got Jackson and Cuyor on this near side, as well as Chris Furr and Rarde Burrell. Long wait. Back to pass. Down over the middle is tipped and incomplete. Knocked down by Chris Geising. So a third down stop for the Spartans on the pass over the middle. Williams had 4 receivers lined up on this near side. Picked on one of them, but the pass was well read and knocked down by Geising, incomplete. Watertown offense still on the field here on 4th down and 4 yards. It's 3 receivers on this near side, 2 on the far. High snap, but Williams able to control it. Scrambles out to his right side, down the field, is deflected again and incomplete. Really solid coverage that time by Amir Cleveland. And they'll turn the ball over on downs. So solid defense that time for the Genesee Spartans. They'll take over with the ball on the 43-yard line. So Williams again electing to throw the ball down the field. And a couple of incompletions on that possession. Clock reads 7 minutes and 44 seconds here in the first quarter. It's Canzoneri back there with Brandon Bethel. Canzoneri to the far side, nearly intercepted. Diving effort that time by Fales, Quintavian Fales. Really solid effort. Nearly picked that one off. Clock will stop on the incompletion. 7 minutes and 40 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Well, the rain has stopped for now, or at least lightened up almost entirely. And it's actually a really solid night for football. Flag comes out. I believe potentially delay of game. And actually it'll be an illegal substitution. Genesee had too many players on the field. So 12 men out there. Which moves the ball back 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 15. Ball on the 38. Canzoneri handed off to Reese and brought down pretty quickly inbounds. So Reese that time maybe picked up a yard, but looks like it'll be 3rd down and about 14 to go. Clock running, and it'll get down under 7 minutes before the Spartans can get their 3rd down play off. 2 men in the backfield with the quarterback, Canzoneri. Scrambling around, Canzoneri dodges his own man, throws over the middle. He's got him, and completion that time from Canzoneri. A little extracurriculars that time, but Bradley was wide open, and Canzoneri hit him in the chest. We get another look right here. Canzoneri had to do some fancy footwork there, get over his own man before letting that pass off, and was able to find his man Bradley down the field for a 17-yard completion, which moves the chains. It's 1st down and 10. And the ball's on the 44-yard. So Canzoneri right under center. He's got 2 men behind him. And 3 receivers on this near side. Scrambled out to pass. Canzoneri way down the field. It is picked off, an interception for Watertown. So get another look here. Big interception for the red and black as Canzoneri just threw that one downfield, kind of hopeful more than anything. Couldn't get it all the way to the end zone, and it's picked off pretty easily, actually, by the red and black. So, interception there, no gain after the pick. And it'll be Watertown football after the interception thrown by Joe Canzoneri. Handed off up the middle. Diving forward to pick up a couple of yards was Eric Washington. Williams drops the ball and recovered initially by Genesee. It's still bouncing around. It's in the end zone. Looked like a touchdown. We'll see the signal. It is a touchdown. So a fumble recovery touchdown for the Spartans. Second fumble of the game for Williams. Just never got a solid grip on that ball. It came out and then it bounced around a couple of different times. Picked up and then dropped again. Fell in the end zone. And eventually the Spartans able to fall on it. And that's how Genesee gets on. Recovery touchdown. And the Spartans will have a chance to kick an extra point and tie this one up. Just over 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. It's been a really good football game so far. And so it'll be the Spartans kicker, Mark Montana. Back to kick your extra point. Whistle before the kick can get off. And Genesee's going to call a timeout, actually. Seemed like a really strange time to call a timeout. Icing their own kicker. Regardless, we'll take a little time here. Well, while we have a chance, why don't I tell you about a couple of our other sponsors for tonight. You only got through about half of them earlier. We've got Colello Air Technologies. They're certified professionals who improve the air quality in your home, as well as Burville Power Equipment. So a big thank you to them and to all of our other sponsors. Montana will eventually kick this extra point attempt. Low snap. It's big block by Montana. The throw is incomplete. So a bit of a trick play that time in the extra point. I'm not sure if that was a design play or if it was a last-second decision by the holder. But Montana, the kicker, laid a huge block. Ultimately, it didn't end up amounting to anything for the Spartans as the pass was incomplete on the trick play attempt. And so the score will remain 7-6. It's a 1-point Watertown lead after the unsuccessful extra point attempt. And I'll give you once again a word from the last couple of our sponsors for tonight's live stream. Kinney Drugs, local pharmacy. Kinney Drugs is right in your community. And Amco Transmissions, locally owned and operated. They know how to diagnose, fix the problem, no matter what it is. Amco Transmissions, full car care specialists. And again, a reminder that tonight's Watertown Red and Black football match is brought to you by NBC Watertown and Steve Weed Productions. My name's Connor Lalone, and I'll be with you for, I believe, every red and black game this summer. And Steve Weed, out there on the landing under the tarp tonight due to the rain, is running both the cameras and doing the switching. The multi-talented Steve Weed. Montana's kick after the missed extra point is going to bounce, but it's handled cleanly that time by Keegan Cuellar. Here he is coming out to the near side. He's brought down, good tackle that time by Darrell Leach as he was able to wrap Cuellar up. But a solid gain after a pretty decent kick. And Watertown will take over about the 33-yard line, it looks like. We're under 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. It's been a really solid game so far. Close matchup, something we didn't see too many of last year for this red and black team as they stormed their way to an undefeated season and a championship in the Empire Football League. This season moving to a new league, the Gridiron Developmental Football League. Whistle before the snap here. So timeout is called by Genesee right before the snap. Well, as I was saying, Watertown in a new league this year. The Genesee Spartans are a new team this year. They're playing in the Northern Football Alliance, coached by Harry Rasco, former Plattsburgh North Stars head coach, former Watertown Red and Black quarterback. So you have to think that was maybe part of the reason why this non-league game was scheduled between the Spartans and the Red and Black. But a storied franchise, the oldest semi-pro football team in the country, the Watertown Red and Black, who put together really solid seasons every year. The fan base is unwavering in their support, even through all the weather tonight. They've got a really decent crowd considering. The dog pound at the far end is always rowdy and excited no matter what. And they're looking to see some more offense. Handed off this time and looked like maybe enough to pick up the first down. Get another look at the handoff here. Really solid play to just keep going. Tate picked up enough to get the first down, and it's 1st and 10. Ball on the 45. Williams, short screen pass out to Jackson on this near side. DeQuay skips into the inside, loses his footing, but picks up what looks like enough to be another first down. It is. So really good work again for DeQuay Jackson, able to get that short little screen pass from Williams. Cut inside, looked like he had some more space. He just kind of lost his footing. It is very slick out there. This one handed off up the middle and just powering his way through his Tate. That one was just short of picking up another first down. So a gain of about 7 that time on the handoff. It'll be 2nd and 3. Flag comes out. Williams airing it way down the field. Caught into the end zone for a touchdown. Flag is down at the line of scrimmage. It was a big pass down the field from Williams, and it was caught by Jeter. But we'll have a discussion on that far side. Referees get together and discuss it. And I think that touchdown is going to be nullified by a flag. We'll wait to see signal here. But that flag came out pretty early, almost before the play even really developed, and was right at the line of scrimmage. And it's offside against the defense, so touchdown will stand. No. Yes, touchdown will stand. So a couple of signals there from the referee. Eventually he signaled the touchdown did count. The penalty was an offside against the Spartans, and so a big touchdown pass that time for Jeter getting involved. Jeter, who did some quarterbacking of his own a couple of years ago for this red and black team, did a little bit of quarterbacking off and on last year as well on certain plays, goal line sets, that sort of thing. But Jeter turned receiver. Had a really good season last year, and another big play there to pick up a long touchdown. It'll be Eric Byler back to kick the extra point, looking to make it 14-6 with 3.5 to go in the first quarter. Byler's kick looks pretty good, and it is good. So 14-6 with 3 minutes and 31 seconds to go in the first quarter. So Watertown twice now able to air it out way down the field and pick up a couple of really long passing touchdowns. So Jason Williams has got a couple of touchdowns to his name, but he's also got a couple of fumbles. So it really just depends which Williams you're going to get. So it looks like it'll be Bice back to kick again for Watertown. It was a really solid kick last time from Bice. So Byler is the extra point man. Bice is the kickoff man. It'll be Reese and Moore. Jedediah Reese and Keir Moore back for Genesee. This one in the direction of Moore, and he will pick it up on a couple of bounces. Keir Moore cutting all the way to the far side and running backwards now. Moore getting himself in some troubles down right on the end line. Might be in the end zone. Right on the one. Well, Moore just kept running laterally and then ran backwards. Got himself into a really tough spot right there. And was brought down on the 1 yard line. So that's where the Spartans will take over following the long pass touchdown to Caitlin Jeter and the kickoff. They'll be on their own 1 yard line with 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go, 21 seconds exactly, here in the first quarter. Ball on the 1, flag. And it is, again, a legal substitution against the Spartans. So the ball will go half the distance to the goal, which is, I don't know how well you can hear public address announcer Bob Moore. He suggested maybe it's 3/4 of an inch. It really couldn't have been very far. And so from basically their own end zone, pass is nearly incomplete, well, nearly intercepted. It is incomplete. In and out of the hands of Dugan. Canzoneri was looking to find Bradley on this near side. So they're right back on the 1 yard line, maybe the half-yard line. And then second down and 10 to gain for Genesee. They've got 2 men either side and 1 in the backfield. And flag comes out on that far side. Looks like Watertown might have jumped a little bit early, and they did, offside. So that gives the Spartans a little bit of space to work with. Instead of being on the 1 yard line, they're on about the 5. So 2nd and 5 to gain after the offside against the red and black. Canzoneri back to pass. Into this near side, in and out of the hands. They intended for Evan Cummings, and they hit him right in the hands, just kind of behind his body. And an incompletion will bring up 3rd down and 5 from the 5. So Canzoneri will get some instructions from the sideline, comes back over to join the huddle. 3 minutes and 12 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Watertown Red and Black leading 14-6. A couple of long passing touchdowns is how they've scored. Genesee scored their points on a fumble recovery. Canzoneri back to pass. He gets hit as he lets it go, and that one's deflected, nearly picked on that far side. Really solid effort diving. And it went out of the hands, deflected, and then nearly intercepted by Red and Black. So it'll bring up a 4th down situation where the Genesee Spartans have to pick up 5 yards. They're on their own 5. And Mark Montana will go back to punt, basically out of the back of his own end zone. Absolutely no room for error for Montana or the snapper. Little low, Montana gets it off just barely. Comes out to this near side, big block laid. That one's gonna bounce. Picked up and then lateraled, and Cuellar was able to handle that one. I'll tell you what, Dugan put Cuellar in a really tough spot that time. Picked that ball up and just kind of threw it back in the general direction of Keegan Cuellar, who did a really solid job to secure that one. Didn't really ultimately gain anything from it. But so Montana able to get that punt off just barely out of the very back of his own end zone. And it's a punt of about 33 yards. Ball will be at the 29 after a slight gain. Handed up the middle. And a decent pickup for Tate that time. Tackle made that time by John Grand. And it'll be 2nd down and 7 to go. High snap, handled by Williams. Back to pass, over the middle, and, well, into this near side and incomplete. Just thrown in the general direction of DeQuace Jackson. And Chris Geising was there, did enough. So it's quickly 3rd down for Watertown here. About 7 yards to go. Ball on the 26. Williams with Tate in the backfield. Cuellar on this near side with DeQuace Jackson. Chris Furr on the far side with Kalen Jeter. To the near side, and that one looked like it skipped in before Cuellar caught it. And so it is an incomplete pass. That one skipped just before it got to Keegan Cuellar. Did a good job to secure it, but skipped off the turf. And so it's 4th down. It's Williams still out there. So the offense will take a crack at it on 4th down and 7. Same set as we just saw, with Furr and Jeter on the far side, Jackson and Cuellar on this near side, Tate in the backfield with the quarterback Williams. Williams back to pass. Scrambling out to this near side, throws and incomplete, intended for Jackson that time. And that one was just a little short, unable to reel it in, and Watertown will turn it over on downs. There might have been a flag on the play. I didn't see one come out, but there was, and there was a penalty against Watertown. There it is. You can see it now. behind the line of scrimmage is where it came out. So Genesee will decline and take over after the failed 4th down conversion. And with 2 minutes and 14 seconds left, the Spartans will get the ball back. It'll be 1st down for them from the 26. Canzoneri in the backfield. He's got Bethel back with him. He's got 2 receivers on the far side, 2 on this near side. Handed off to Bethel up the middle. And a solid gain there, a couple of yards. Hard-fought yards for Brandon Bethel on the handoff up the middle. Clock will run down under 2 minutes to go. Again, Bethel back with Canzoneri. A couple of receivers on this near side. Looks like more. Bethel on a handoff again. And again, maybe a yard. Just not a lot of space up the middle for the Spartans offense. Trying to force the ball through some big bodies there for the red and black. And so far, it hasn't really worked for them. So it's Moore and Bradley on this near side as the receivers. Bethel in the backfield with Canzoneri. Pass out to the far side and wrapped up quickly was Budzenak. So gain of maybe a yard on the 3rd down play, and we're under a minute to go in the 1st quarter. It'll be 4th down and 5 for the Spartans. Clock continues to run. Looks like we most likely will get the playoff before the end of the 1st quarter. 4th down play. Montana's back to punt, and Cuellar is at the 30-yard line, ready to receive the punt. Lower punt that time, and on a hop, handled by Cuellar. Did a really solid job, and here he is on the near sideline in some space. Keegan Cuellar, and late flag comes out. The ball came out too, it looked like. Montana made a really solid tackle again on this near side. Not afraid to get stuck in is the kicker, Mark Montana. See if we can get a look at it here. As Cuellar cut to this near side. And Montana was blocked from behind, actually, it looked like. And that's where the flag came out. So conversation on the near sideline. Well, it was a really, really good punt from Mark Montana, and a really impressive job by Keegan Cuellar to handle that on a bounce, considering how slick the field is. And it's an illegal block against Watertown, as we suspected. And it looks like, well, your guess is as good as mine on that one. The only thing I can think of is that it would have been a couple of offsetting penalties, which is what Bob Moore, the public address announcer up here, believes as well. So Watertown will get the ball, I believe. Still waiting to see. It's Watertown's offense on the field. So Watertown will have the ball right about at the 18-yard line, I'd say. So, first down, ball on the 18. 6 seconds left to go. Williams onto the far side, and nearly a circus catch that time as Jeter went up for it. unable to bring it down. There's going to be 1 second left on the clock here in the first quarter after the incompletion. So Watertown will get another chance to make something happen before we head to the second quarter. And Jeter went all the way up there that time, nearly came down with it. Would have been a heck of a catch. Instead, it's just a long incompletion. 2nd and 10 from the 17 or 18-yard line. Take your pick. Williams again fumbled and again, I believe, recovered by Genesee. And it is. So another fumble and another turnover for Watertown. Williams has had the ball pop out of his hands a couple times on snaps. We'll get another look here. It just looked like he never really had a solid handle on it. See if that's exactly what happened. It is. He just never reeled that one in and immediately able to fall on it. Was a Spartan. So at the end of the first quarter, the score is 14-6. Watertown Red and Black football brought to you by NBC Watertown and Steve Weed Productions. We're going to take a short break in between quarters, and we'll be right back after that.
Lots of things can make your engine light come on, besides your engine. A loose gas cap, a failed catalytic converter, even your transmission.
At AMCO, we know how to diagnose and fix a problem no matter what it is.
What makes your car's engine light come on can be confusing. Fortunately, where to take it isn't.
That's AMCO. AA, MCO.
Allen's Liquors and Wines, easy on, easy off, exit 48 off I-81. The oldest locally owned running liquor store in town. With over 30 years in the community, a large selection of New York State wines, New York State distilled products, it's a must you pop in and browse our superior selection of liquor and wine products, competitive prices, frequent sales, specials. You always will get a great deal at Allen's Liquors and Wines. Open late until 10 p.m. Monday through Saturday for your convenience. Sunday to noon to 8 p.m. Pop in!
Well, welcome back. We get ready to start the second quarter after what felt like a pretty long first quarter, but I'm not sure if that's really just a result of us being so conditioned to the games being a little bit shorter. Last year, Watertown usually got out ahead fairly early, and the running clock started pretty quickly, and so that contributed to some shorter games. It'll be Genesee ball as we start the second quarter after the fumble recovery. It's the third fumble of the game for Watertown. Third fumble for the quarterback, Jason Williams. So the Spartans pick up a couple of yards on the handoff to start the quarter. It'll be 2nd down and 8 to go, ball on the 22-yard line. Two men in the backfield along with the quarterback, Joe Canzaneri. He's got 2 receivers on the far side. He's looking for him now. And he's got his man on the far side, able to just step out of bounds after the catch was Keeter Moore. So Canzaneri had a couple of men on that far side. Picked one of them. It was Keeter Moore, who was in some space, made the catch, got out of bounds, picked up the first down. And the chains will move. Ball on the 35-yard line. Gain of just about 10 yards that time to pick up the first down for Keeter Moore. He's on that far side again. This one's handed off, though, right up the middle. And diving forward to pick up a yard or two. Looked like Rob Williams, Jr. Diving forward to just pick up a couple of yards. Be 2nd and 8. And the ball is on the 38-yard line. So the Spartans looking to get a little offense going here in the second quarter. The 6 points a result of a fumble recovery for a touchdown. That's how they're on the board. Watertown has had a couple of long touchdown passes. One for Jeter and one for Cuellar apiece. And it scores 14-6. Scrambling out is Canzaneri on the far side. Down the field is in and out of the hands. Nearly picked off by Alberto Santiago. No stranger to an interception is Santiago, unable to reel that one in, though. And so it's just an incompletion. And so it's third down and about 8 to go. Canzoneri with a really good throw that time. Just a better read for Santiago, who nearly picked it off. Got a couple of hands on it, but unable to reel it in. It's Bethel in the backfield with Canzoneri again. 2 on either side, and Watertown jumps early. So Watertown jumped that time. And the ball will move 5 yards down the field. So it's a much shorter third down now for the Spartans. And they only need about 2 or 3 yards to pick up the first. Hand it off up the middle. Bethel dangerously close. And the signal from the official on that far side is first down to move the chains. So Bethel picked up enough that time. And the ball's right on the 45-yard line after the first down gained by the big running back, Brandon Bethel. He's out there again with Canzoneri on this near side, a couple of receivers, Richardson and Budznak. Watertown looked like they jumped again early. And conversation. There was definitely movement on the line. It looked to me as though Watertown went first. And it is actually the other way around. So they're going to say Genesee jumped. And that forced Watertown to then move across the line. So the 5 yards picked up will go right back. And it's first down and 15 to go. Back to pass to Canzoneri. Good pressure, and I think he might have been able to get that off as a pass. But Maisho was able to get to the quarterback, Canzoneri, got a pressure on him. Either it'll be a sack or it'll be an incomplete pass, which the discussion up here in the booth is that that would almost certainly be intentional grounding. I think they're going to rule that he was down and give Maisho the sack, which means it'll be second and extremely long, about 24 to go. So a huge loss that time. Loss of about 9 yards, really. Canzoneri back to pass. Onto this near side, in and out of the hands. Nearly picked off again. McCray that time. Isaiah McCray diving. Got a couple of hands on it, but unable to reel it in. So an incomplete pass on the second and very long, and now it's third and just as long. 24 to pick up here for a first down for the Spartans. But we know Canzoneri can air the ball out. He has the arm strength. It's just whether or not he can find a receiver who's open down the field. But you'd have to think that'll be the game plan here on third and extremely long. 24 to go. And it is Canzoneri back to pass. Way down the field. He's got his man wide open, and he brought it in, but I think by the time he secured it, he was out of bounds. And that's the ruling on the far side. Get another look here. It was Bradley on that far side. And by the time he brought that one in, he was out of bounds. And he knew it. You could tell he knew it as soon as he actually secured it. So there's actually a player down. I believe that's the quarterback Canzaneri down in the backfield. And we're going to have a timeout here. And so with the injury to Canzaneri, we're going to step aside, and we'll be back shortly.
We are TYN. For over 70 years, we have empowered our customers with advanced machinery to transform the land around them. We are Branson. For over 54 years, we have manufactured equipment to cultivate a rich provision from the soil. Today, we have united our companies and joined forces to create a global leader in agricultural solutions.
To your TYM tractor at Burville Power Equipment.
So back in Watertown after the injury to Canzaneri, the quarterback from Genesee. Got up pretty quickly, so doesn't seem as though anything too serious for Canzaneri. We didn't really see what exactly happened on that play. Everybody's focus went immediately down the field on the long pass attempt. 4th and 24 now. Montana with a punt. It's a pretty good punt. Right into the direction of Keegan Cuellar, who catches it cleanly. Cuellar now cutting back to the inside and got down. Decent return by Cuellar on the good punt for Montana. And so Watertown takes over after a really strong defensive possession. So 10 minutes and 34 seconds on the clock as Watertown gets set for another offensive possession. They'll take over at the 46-yard line. It's Williams in the backfield. He's got Jackson and Cuellar on this near side. And Furr on the far side. This one's handed off, though, right up the middle. And still going. Just a tremendous effort that time by Rarde Burrell. On the handoff up the middle, he kind of snuck out to this near side a little bit there. And fought through some contact to pick up another couple of yards. It'll be 2nd down and 4 to go. Handed off to Burrell again, and this time nowhere to go. All momentum was stopped very quickly. Burrell drove all the way back. Ended up behind the initial line of scrimmage. See where the ball is marked. Well, it is back where it started. So whistle Burrell down by forward progress right at the line of scrimmage. And it's 3rd down and 4 to go. 9 minutes and about 15 seconds left to go here in the 2nd quarter. Looks like the rain might be starting to pick up just a tiny bit. Williams back to pass. Onto this near side. Caught by Cuellar. And tackled very quickly there. It was Geising on the initial tackle. Cuellar coming up a little lame. He took some contact late after the initial tackle there. And Cuellar will come off on this near sideline. Looks like he's holding maybe his left hand. Like I said, after that initial contact to make the tackle and bring him down, stop the play, there was another player who came sliding in. Cuellar will get some attention on this far side. This one's handed off. Burrell up the middle. Powering his way through. Rarde Burrell picking up some yards. Just such a strong player, Rarde Burrell. We saw that last year, too. Just powering his way up the middle. Picking up some significant yardage. It'll be 2nd and 4 to go, so a 6-yard carry for Burrell. Burrell with Williams in the backfield. Jason Williams passing way down the field into the end zone and incomplete. Well, Williams looking for Furr. How many times do we see them connect last season on plays very similar to that? Chris Furr is one of those explosive players, can just get by his coverage. And that time Williams just kind of lobbed it up into the end zone, hoping Furr would out-jump everyone in the Spartans uniform. And that one fell incomplete. So it's 3rd down and 4 to go. Burrell in the backfield with Williams. Jackson on this near sideline is one of 4 receivers. Williams handed off, fumbled, and recovered again by Genesee. So another fumble for Watertown, another recovery for Genesee. It'll be Marley English who comes up with the ball that time. And another look here as this one just not a very clean handoff. Williams trying to hand it off to Burrell, and Burrell was ahead of the play a little bit. That one came loose, and English was the one that fell on it. Well, hard to fault the Spartan defense. They've done a really solid job tonight keeping Watertown mainly in check. Forced 4 fumbles now and recovered all of them. So it's 14-6. Scrambling around and going absolutely nowhere that time. It was actually Jedediah Reese who ended up with the ball. And he was brought down.
That's good. I didn't want to answer it anyway.
So a loss of about 5 yards. They're going to say 4. So 2nd and 14. And Canzoneri's got a couple of men back there with him. Back to pass now. Joe Canzoneri over the middle and complete. Really tight coverage, but able to squeeze it in there anyway was Canzoneri, and the pass was complete. Reception was Howie Wilson. Really solid play there to reel that one in. Canzoneri didn't really have a lot of space to squeeze that one in, but he found enough for Wilson to make a reception and a gain of 4 or 5 yards. Third down and about 9 yards to go. Canzoneri in the backfield with Brandon Bethel. 2 receivers either side. Looks like Watertown jumped. So 5-yard penalty against Watertown that time. And it's 3rd down and about 4 yards to gain for the Spartans. 5 minutes and 40 seconds to go here in quarter number 2 of the first game of the Watertown Red and Black season, non-league game against the Genesee Spartans. Handed off that time to Bethel, who gets maybe back to the line of scrimmage. And that'll bring up 4th down and about 4 yards to pick up with the ball pretty much right at midfield. So the spot is right at the 50-yard line. 4th down, and the Spartans offense will stay out there. Canzoneri looking to this near side, incomplete. Intended receiver that time was Jason Richardson, and unable to find him was Canzaneri. And that one hit the ground before it was reeled in, so turnover on downs for Genesee. Watertown will take over with an 8-point lead. They lead 14-6. A couple of touchdowns for Watertown. They're both receiving touchdowns. It was Keegan Quior and then Kalen Jeter on long passing plays from this man, Jason Williams. Handed off. Able to sneak through is Tate, and picking up the first down. Kristen Tate that time on the handoff. Another look at it here, brought to you by Steve Weed Productions. Tate able to just sneak through the middle and powered his way after breaking that initial tackle. Picked up enough yardage for the first, and it's 1st and 10 from the 39. Williams back to pass onto this near side. Too tall. Unable to find his man, Corey Smith. Solid coverage by Marley English, who fell on a fumble on Watertown's last offensive possession. So 2nd and 10 from the 39. 4 minutes and 16 seconds left on the clock here in the second quarter of play. Williams handed off to Tate again. Still going is Tate. He's brought down, gain of maybe 5 or 6. TJ Henderson making the tackle that time on the handoff up the middle. And it looks like they're going to say he picked up 5 yards on that one, so it'll be 3rd and 5. Ball right on the 35-yard line. Some motion in front of Williams. It's Furr running to this near side. Back to pass, over the middle, and too strong. Over the head of Kalen Jeter, and incomplete. That'll bring up a 4th down. So just under 3.5 minutes to go in this one. Well, in the second quarter, I should say. And Watertown leading 14-6. It's been a good game. It's been a close one, something we didn't see watching the red and black last year. A team that really just took care of business last season. Playing in a new league, playing some new opponents this year. It looks like they might be in for some better matchups. That one incomplete. Or was it caught? He might have kept that one in the air. And the signal on the far sideline is touchdown. Wow, what a play. DeQuace Jackson kept that one alive. I thought it looked like it hit the ground, but he must have got underneath it and poked it up. We're going to get another look at it here. And, yeah, he kept it in the air the entire time. What a play. But DeQuace Jackson diving, got both hands underneath that ball, popped it back up into the air, rolled over, picked it up, was untouched, and got up and ran into the end zone. That's as good a play as you're probably going to see all night. And so Watertown on the board yet again. DeQuace Jackson with the reception. Here's another look at it, and it is worth another look. Rolled over, nobody touched him, got up, and ran right into the end zone. Just a tremendous play, a really good effort by Jackson to stick with that one the entire time. And so Eric Byler out to kick an extra point for Watertown. So Made both so far tonight. That one looks good as well, and it is. So 21-6 is the score with 3 minutes and 16 seconds left to go in the first half. So 3 receiving touchdowns for 3 different wide receivers for Watertown. Jackson joins Squior and Jeter, who both have receptions of their own tonight. And Watertown leads 21-6. A little bit of a break in the action gives me a chance to tell you again about our sponsors for tonight's game. Watertown Red and Black, brought to you by NBC Watertown Steve Weed Productions, but also brought to you by Governor Savings and Loans, who has 5 locations. Governor Savings and Loans is your hometown bank. Brought to you also by Samaritan Medical Center, who is part of the community and wants you to know that they are now hiring. So if you'd like to be a member of the Samaritan Medical Center family, they're now hiring. And Stanley Law, Joe Stanley and Stanley Law gets you the maximum award. So a big thank you to Samaritan Medical Center, Stanley Law, Governor of Savings and Loan. And we'll get ready for another kickoff here after the touchdown. It's Bice. Solid kick. Covered by Reese, who is brought down hard right at the 30-yard line. So another good kick from Dylan Bice, and actually a really pretty respectable return for Jedediah Reese. But he took some serious contact there right at the 30. Kick return of about 10 yards that time. And so Genesee will take over at the 30-yard line following the Watertown touchdown. 3 big passing plays for Watertown. That's how they've scored tonight. All 3 to a different receiver. First for Quior and then Kalen Jeter, and this most recent one, Jackson, with a circus catch on his back, rolling over and reeling one in. This pass incomplete on the first play of the Genesee possession. Stops the clock at 3 minutes and 7 seconds. Here in the second quarter. Just starting to get a little bit dark, and wind picking up a little bit, but it's been a really solid night. Once the rain stopped, a really good night for football here in late May. Back to pass, and airing it out way long, has a man. There was definite contact, and the flag does come out eventually. Sure looked like pass interference there against Watertown, and that will be the call. There was a lot of contact there before the ball found its way down to the receiver. And so pass interference, ultimately maybe not the worst move. Looked like Pierre Moore was in plenty of space, probably would have found his way into the end zone if he had reeled that one in. So the long pass interference penalty. And the Spartans will get the ball at the 35-yard line with just under 3 minutes to play. Back to pass, Canzaneri, short little screen pass over the middle, and going absolutely nowhere that time was Rob Williams Jr. So Bice able to get to Williams Jr. quickly, wrap that one up before anything could develop. And it's a loss of a yard or 2. Clock running now to about 2 minutes and 20 seconds as the Spartans get set for second down play, 2nd and 11. Back to pass. Canzoneri has some time. Over the middle is complete. No, incomplete. But ended up in the hands of Santiago. Pass was intended for more. Well, that one was interesting because it went in and out of the hands of Moore and then ended up in the hands of Santiago. And from our vantage point up here, couldn't tell if it hit the ground in that sequence of plays. It must have. It was an incomplete pass, and so it brings up a 3rd down and 11 yards to go for the Spartans. Dropping back is Canzoneri onto this near side. Long pass is deflected out of play. Good coverage that time was Ty Scannell able to poke that one out of play. And so that'll bring up 4th down and 11 with just over 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. So a long passing play that time nearly paid off for the Spartans, and instead they'll have a 4th down play here looking at 11 yards to move the chains. So Canzoneri will line up with 2 receivers either side of him. In the backfield with him is Rob Williams Jr. And Canzoneri is going to scramble out to his right side. Good pressure, able to get away as he's hit. Incomplete on that far side. Late flag comes out. Must be pass interference based on where the flag is thrown. There was some contact. Canzoneri did get hit as he was throwing the ball. And it is a pass interference against Watertown. Signal from the referee almost looked like it was a face mask more than a roughing the passer. So either way, it's a personal foul against Watertown. Well, I can tell you the Watertown faithful is not thrilled with that decision. And so we'll come up on the 2-minute warning right after the personal foul. And so Genesee will move the chains on the Watertown face mask call. And they get new life on 4th down. That was a 4th down situation they were looking at, and instead it'll be 1st. And it'll be about the 22-yard line. We reached the 2-minute warning. We didn't really take a break, but not sure anyone's too upset by that. Canzoneri eventually able to cover that one in and very nearly got away there. Coming up a little bit gingerly after that play. He did really well, Canzoneri, to handle that snap initially. And able to pick up about 5 yards, really. So turning nothing into something. Canzoneri scrambles out to the right side. That one looked like it hit the ground. No, was brought in. Well, it looked to me like that one was incomplete, but official on that far sideline much closer to it than I am. Obviously ruled that it was a completion, and now the Spartans will take a timeout. And the timeout gives me a chance to tell you about our sponsors for tonight's Watertown Red and Black season opener. Allen's Liquors and Wines is the largest selection of New York State wine and is the oldest running liquors and wine store. Allen's Wine and Liquors, Wine and Spirits. Colello Air Technologies are certified professionals that can improve the air quality in your home. Colello Air Technologies. Burville Power Equipment. And Kinney Drugs, which is your local pharmacy right in your community. Kinney Drugs. As well as Amco Transmissions, which is locally owned and operated. They know how to diagnose and fix your problem, no matter what it is, AMCO Transmissions, your full car care specialists. Big thank you to all of our sponsors for tonight's Watertown Red and Black season opener, brought to you by NBC Watertown and Steve Weed Productions. My name's Connor Lalone, and Steve Weed out there on the cameras. Canzoneri's going to get this one and keep it himself. Picks up a few yards there on the carry. Not exactly, I think, how they drew it up, but Canzoneri made something out of nothing. And it'll be second down. Second down from the 6 as we're under a minute to play here in the first half. Flag comes out. And delay of game against the offense. That's a costly penalty for Genesee to take. Really good position on second down there in 6. And instead it'll back him up to the additional line of scrimmage. 48 seconds left in the first half of play. Clock will run again. Genesee's got one timeout left, so able to take that if they need it. Whistle again. It looks like we're going to have a discussion here. One of my favorite things as an announcer is official discussions, because all you can do is guess. Whole bunch of nothing comes out of that one, and looked like we were set to go. There's another whistle, and again, another discussion. So I had to say something. Again, the referees will get together right there at the line of scrimmage and have a conversation. So, looks as though we may actually play football again tonight. Snap, scrambling out to the far side and throwing into the end zone for a touchdown. Yes, touchdown, Genesee. It was Alex Rude into the game. His first play of the game. Get a look here, number 2 right on the middle of your screen, Alex Rude. New quarterback, scrambled out to that right side and was able to find Bradley in the end zone. So Genesee picking up another touchdown on the little quarterback scramble to his right-hand side. Found his receiver in the end zone, Bradley, in some space. Made a good catch. And so 21-12 is the score. It's a good song as well, good album. A little Rush reference for you there. 21-12 is the score. We'll get ready for an extra point from the Spartans. So the offense is actually on the field for the Genesee Spartans. It's Alex Rude again out there at quarterback. Got one receiver on this near side, which is Moore. And he's looking for him, and incomplete. Unable to bring it in was Keir Moore in the far corner of the end zone. And so the score will stay 21-12 with 26 seconds left in the first half. So Watertown will get set for kick return here at the very end of the second quarter. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
When you walk in the door, we know you by face. We know your families. We see you in the community. You're not a number here. You're always a name.
When I help a couple build their first home, and I can drive by and see the completed project, and we had a part in that.
I had a customer yesterday that came in, and she said, "You've explained to me in 10 minutes more than I've gotten from any other bank that I've talked to," and they appreciate that.
Governor Savings and Loan, your hometown bank since 1892.
So Genesee will get set to kick following their touchdown. It's a couple of touchdowns for the Spartans and a couple of two-point conversion attempts, which both failed, and that's how they're sitting at 12 points currently. Watertown with 3 receiving touchdowns by 3 different receivers. We are one of those receivers, is the deep man set to return this Montana kick, and it's a really good one by Montana. That one's actually going to find its way out of the back of the end zone. So Mark Montana able to kick that one all the way right in front of the dog pound down there. Not something we see all too often, is kicks that go out of the back of the end zone, at least at this level of football. But a really solid one. Montana connected really well that time. And so Watertown will get the ball at the 25. So 9-point lead for the red and black. And 26 seconds left to go here in the first half. Williams has Washington in the backfield, whistle before the play. Well, the clock is running. The only thing we can think of up here is that might have been a kneel play, which would make sense. Either way, it looks like Watertown's just going to let the clock run out here on the first half, which is what will happen. So at the end of the first, it's Watertown 21, Genesee 12. And what's been a really good game, both teams played some good defense, played some good offense. Genesee's forced 4 fumbles, recovered all of them, recovered one of those for a touchdown. Watertown's been an all-out aerial attack pretty much mostly in this first quarter. Keegan Quior with a receiving touchdown, Kalen Jeter with one, and DeQuace Jackson with a circus catch that he made on his back. And so that's how Watertown leads 21-12. Watertown Red and Black Football brought to you by NBC Watertown and Steve Weed Productions. My name's Connor Lalone. We're going to take a break for halftime, and we'll be right back.
How you feeling, Jake?
Like I got the worst sinus infection ever.
I see your prescription here.
Hey, Bob.
You need to stay hydrated.
I'm getting Spot water as we speak. Hey, Bob.
Grab something for pain. Your prescription won't kick in right away.
Hey, Mom.
Have you been taking your vitamins?
Uh-huh.
Your body needs more than chips
Totally.
and frozen pizza.
All right. Wow.
We got this.
Our community is both the place we live and it's the people we share it with. Samaritan Health is a place where caregivers of all kinds make a real difference. And it's a community where they can build rewarding careers. Because at Samaritan, we care about our patients and we care about our people. If this sounds good to you, join us. Together, we can take care of our community and your future. Get started at www.samaritanhealth.com/careers.
Should I be afraid? That's what Ann of Sackfords Harbor asked us. We told her yes, be very afraid. When your insurance company denies your claim, my personal injury team in our Watertown office knows all about this insurance company's routine. Ann's testimonial tells us how she went from afraid to aggressive. Thanks to your dynamic duo, Joe, working together, we were awarded the maximum. That team works at Stanley Law, Watertown.
Lots of things can make your engine light come on, besides your engine. A loose gas cap, a failed catalytic converter, even your transmission.
At AMCO, we know how to diagnose and fix a problem no matter what it is.
What makes your car's engine light come on can be confusing. Fortunately, where to take it isn't.
That's AMCO. AA, MCO.
Allen's Liquors and Wines, easy on, easy off, exit 48 off I-81. The oldest locally owned running liquor store in town. With over 30 years in the community, a large selection of New York State wines, New York State distilled products, it's a must you pop in and browse our superior selection of liquor and wine products, competitive prices, frequent sales, specials. You always will get a great deal at Allen's Liquors and Wines. Open late until 10 p.m. Monday through Saturday for your convenience. Sunday to noon to 8 p.m. Pop in!
We are TYN. For over 70 years, we have empowered our customers with advanced machinery to transform the land around them. We are Branson for over 54 years. We have manufactured equipment to cultivate a rich provision from the soil. Today, we have united our companies and joined forces to create a global leader in agricultural solutions.
Get your TYM tractor at Burville Power Equipment.
Just like you, our family's health is very important to us. One way to improve the air quality in your home is to regularly have the ductwork cleaned. Coelho Air Technologies can help with certified professionals in state-of-the-art technology and equipment. Coelho Air Technologies also offers molding remediation, water damage restoration, fire and smoke remediation caused from storms, broken pipes, fires, and water backup. Call Coelho Air Technologies today to make an appointment. When you walk in the door, we know you by face. We know your families. We see you in the community. You're not a number here. You're always a name. When I help a couple build their first home, and I can drive by and see the completed project, and we had a part in that.
I had a customer yesterday that came in and she said, "You've explained to me in 10 minutes more than I've gotten from any other bank that I've talked to." And, they appreciate that.
Governor Savings and Loan, your hometown bank since 1892.
How you feeling, Jake?
Like I got the worst sinus infection ever.
I see your prescription here.
Hey, Bob.
You need to stay hydrated.
I'm getting spot water as we speak. Hey, Bob.
Grab something for pain. Your prescription won't kick in right away.
Hey, Mom.
Have you been taking your vitamin?
Uh-huh.
Your body needs more than chips
Totally.
and frozen pizza.
All right. Wow.
We got this.
Our community is both the place we live and it's the people we share it with. Samaritan Health is a place where caregivers of all kinds make a real difference. And it's a community where they can build rewarding careers. Because at Samaritan, we care about our patients and we care about our people. If this sounds good to you, join us. Together, we can take care of our community and your future. Get started at www.samaritanhealth.com/careers.
Should I be afraid? That's what Ann of Sackville Harbor asked us. We told her yes, be very afraid. When your insurance company denies your claim, my personal injury team in our Watertown office knows all about this insurance company's routine. Ann's testimonial tells us how she went from afraid to aggressive. Thanks to your dynamic duo, Joe, working together, we were awarded the maximum. That team works at Stanley Law, Watertown.
Lots of things can make your engine light come on, besides your engine. A loose gas cap, a failed catalytic converter, even your transmission.
At AMCO, we know how to diagnose and fix a problem no matter what it is.
What makes your car's engine light come on can be confusing. Fortunately, where to take it isn't.
That's AMCO. AA, MCO.
Allen's Liquors and Wines, easy on, easy off, exit 48 off I-81. The oldest locally owned running liquor store in town. With over 30 years in the community, a large selection of New York State wines, New York State distilled products, it's a must you pop in and browse our superior selection of liquor and wine products, competitive prices, frequent sales, specials. You always will get a great deal at Allen's Liquors and Wines. Open late until 10 p.m. Monday through Saturday for your convenience. Sunday to noon to 8 p.m. Pop in!
We are TYM. For over 70 years, we have empowered our customers with advanced machinery to transform the land around them. We are Branson. For over 54 years, we have manufactured equipment to cultivate a rich provision from the soil. Today, we have united our companies and joined forces to create a global leader in agricultural solutions.
Be your TYM tractor at Burville Power Equipment.
Just like you, our family's health is very important to us. One way to improve the air quality in your home is to regularly have the ductwork cleaned. Colello Air Technologies can help with certified professionals in state-of-the-art technology and equipment. Colello Air Technologies also offers mold remediation, water damage restoration, fire and smoke remediation caused from storms, broken pipes, fires, and water backups. Call Colello Air Technologies today to make an appointment.
When you walk in the door, we know you by face. We know your families. We see you in the community. You're not a number here. You're always a name. When I help a couple build their first home, and I can drive by and see the completed project, and we had a part in that.
I had a customer yesterday that came in and she said, "You've explained to me in 10 minutes more than I've gotten from any other bank that I've talked to." And, they appreciate that.
Governor Savings and Loan, your hometown bank since 1892.
How you feeling, Jake?
Like I got the worst sinus infection ever.
I see your prescription here.
Hey, Bob.
You need to stay hydrated.
I'm getting spot water as we speak. Hey, Bob.
Grab something for pain. Your prescription won't kick in right away.
Hey, Mom.
Have you been taking your vitamins?
Uh-huh.
Your body needs more than chips
Totally.
and frozen pizza.
All right. Wow.
We got this.
Our community is both the place we live and it's the people we share it with. Samaritan Health is a place where caregivers of all kinds make a real difference. And it's a community where they can build rewarding careers. Because at Samaritan, we care about our patients and we care about our people. If this sounds good to you, join us. Together, we can take care of our community and your future. Get started at www.samaritanhealth.com/careers.
Should I be afraid? That's what Ann of Sackville Harbor asked us. We told her yes, be very afraid. When your insurance company denies your claim, my personal injury team in our Watertown office knows all about this insurance company's routine. Ann's testimonial tells us how she went from afraid to aggressive. Thanks to your dynamic duo, Joe, working together we were awarded the maximum. That team works at Stanley Law, Watertown.
Lots of things can make your engine light come on, besides your engine. A loose gas cap, a failed catalytic converter, even your transmission.
At AMCO, we know how to diagnose and fix a problem no matter what it is.
What makes your car's engine light come on can be confusing. Fortunately, where to take it isn't.
That's AMCO. AA, MCO.
Allen's Liquors and Wines, easy on, easy off, exit 48 off I-81. The oldest locally owned running liquor store in town. With over 30 years in the community, a large selection of New York State wines, New York State distilled products, it's a must you pop in and browse our superior selection of liquor and wine products, competitive prices, frequent sales, specials. You always will get a great deal at Allen's Liquors and Wines. Open late until 10 p.m. Monday through Saturday for your convenience. Sunday to noon to 8 p.m. Pop in!
We are TYM. For over 70 years, we have empowered our customers with advanced machinery to transform the land around them. We are Branson. For over 54 years, We have manufactured equipment to cultivate a rich provision from the soil. Today, we have united our companies. Solution.
See your GYM tractor at Burville Power Equipment.
Important to us, please. You in the community, you're
Hey, Bob.
Grab something for pain. Your prescription won't kick in right away.
Hey, Mom.
Have you been taking your vitamins?
Uh-huh.
Your body needs more than chips
Totally.
and frozen pizza.
All right. Wow.
We got this.
Our community is both the place we live and it's the people we share it with. Samaritan Health is a place where caregivers of all kinds make a real difference. And it's a community where they can build rewarding careers. Because at Samaritan, we care about our patients and we care about our people. If this sounds good to you, join us. Together, we can take care of our community and your future. Get started at www.samaritanhealth.com/careers.
Should I be afraid? That's what Ann of Sackville Harbor asked us. We told her yes, be very afraid. When your insurance company denies your claim, my personal injury team in our Watertown office knows all about this insurance company's routine. Ann's testimonial tells us how she went from afraid to aggressive. Thanks to your dynamic duo, Joe, working together, we were awarded the maximum. That team works at Stanley Law, Watertown.
Well, welcome back here in Watertown. All of a sudden, during that halftime break, the skies kind of just opened up, and it's dumping rain right now. Looking at the radar, it doesn't look like it's really going to get any better very soon. And so we'll see how much that influences the rest of this game. It's the Watertown Red and Black playing their first game of the season against the Genesee Spartans. And Watertown leads by a score of 21-12. As we get ready to start the second half. First half was just some really solid football played by both teams. Genesee played some really, really good defense, forced a lot of fumbles, 4 of them, and recovered them all. One of them they recovered for a touchdown. They scored a passing touchdown right towards the very end of the second quarter. Alex Rude came in after Joe Canzoneri was doing most of the quarterbacking. And Rude made a really solid play, scrambling out to his right, made a passing play for a touchdown. And so Watertown, who received to start the game, will kick off here to start the second half. It's Watertown Red and Black football, their season opener, a non-league game against the Genesee Spartans, brought to you by NBC Watertown and Steve Weed Productions. My name's Connor Lalone. Steve Weed is doing most of the heavy lifting tonight, out there operating the camera on the landing in the rain under a tent and doing most of the switching, all of the switching in fact. So solid return after the kickoff to start the second half of play. And the ball will be on the 26-yard line. Genesee will start the second half of play there. had a feeling I would come to regret saying it was a beautiful night for football. The weather completely changed during that halftime period. Raining pretty hard now, and the wind blowing it pretty much directly in the direction of the press box. We had to pretty much close all the windows that we could. And our stands here getting a little bit damp. Not as damp as Steve is out there on that landing, I'm sure. So it's two men in the backfield with the quarterback, Rude. Handed off and up the middle. Decent gain there. Looked like Derek Dalton with the tackle that time. A little bit difficult to see through the glass, and now instead of looking directly out a window like we were in that first half, as I mentioned, a result of the rain making things just that extra bit more complicated for everyone involved. Have to imagine that'll influence the way this second half plays out. Watertown, as I mentioned, with 4 fumbles in that first half. Hard to know exactly how much of that is the weather, but you have to think it at least was a factor. It's 2 men in the backfield again with the quarterback, Rude. This one, Rude's going to take it himself right up the middle and still going. Alex Rude, momentum stopped at about the 24-yard line. 24, excuse me. The 36-yard line. Helps if you can do math in your head, which I can't most of the time. Either way, the ball at the 36. Rain really coming down pretty good now. Spartans really taking their time in the huddle. About 13 minutes left. And the third quarter here, and a big third down for the Spartans. Red and black looking for a stop on third down again. Rude, low snap, handed off. Bethel is going to pick up the first down. Really solid play by Brandon Bethel to just keep rolling and pick up the first down. So the chains will move after the Bethel rush. Genesee electing to keep the ball on the ground so far here in the third quarter. Hard to blame them. Not only is the rain picked up, the wind is picked up pretty good, making any sort of passing attempt really pretty difficult. Low snap is eventually picked up, and then Rude loses his footing. So, perfect example of the weather being difficult to deal with. The low snap, unable to reel it in, was Rude, and then as he tried to scramble away, lost his footing, slipped and fell for a loss. Loss of about 8 that time. It's second down from the 39-yard line. Pretty long huddle again from the Spartans. It's about 16 yards to gain. To his right, gonna air it out and deflect it out of play. Rude look side. The wind really picked. Stair rotting down, as the English would say. And Genesee taking all of their time in these huddles. They tend to just let the clock run a little bit. 11:19 is how the clock reads right now. Scores 21-12. Back to pass. Rude finds his man on the near side and then down by contact. Finds Evan Cummings on the short little gain. So Stevens makes the tackle on Cummings to limit him to a gain of about 4, which brings up a 4th down and 13 yards to gain. Ball on the 43-yard line. And Genesee will send the punt team out. Looks like Keegan Quior back to return for the red and black. And Mark Montana will punt. Montana able to get it away. Good punt. And that one is going to find its way out of bounds at about the about the 17-yard line. So a really solid punt by Montana that time. Ball at the 17 is where Watertown will take over. So a 53-yard punt. We saw Montana with a 50-yard punt from his own goal line all the way to midfield earlier in this game. So he's got a leg. And he'll be a good weapon for the Spartans team this year, you'd have to think. Having a good kicker is such a bonus at this level of football. Can make all the difference in terms of field position. Handed off this time and up the middle. Eric Washington on the handoff. Picks up enough yards for a first anyway. Get a look at here on the handoff. Washington found his way up the middle. He's just such a strong running back and able to hurdle over a tackle there. Picking up the yardage. Washington again is going to get the ball and tries to do the same thing. Picks up a couple of yards that time on the handoff play. Washington brought down by Gunnar Rapone. Gain of actually more than I thought. I thought it was a couple of yards. Looks like it's going to be almost 5. So second and about 5. Williams short pass out to this near side. Jackson bobbles it but comes up with it, and he's got some space. Now brought down at just over the 50-yard line. Well, for a second it didn't look like Jackson was going to bring that one in at all, and then he ended up making a really solid play and got down to this near sideline to pick up the first down, get over midfield. So the ball will be on the 49-yard line following the Jackson reception. We're under 10 minutes to go in the third quarter. Fake handoff, and Jackson again with a reception. That one gain of about a yard. Actually was number 4, Kalen Jeter, not number 1, DeQuace Jackson. So Jeter with the gain of maybe 2 yards. Ball on the 47-yard line. Second down. Watertown slowly but steadily moving the ball up the field. Williams again fumbles and again recovered by Genesee. So Gunnar Rapone able to fall on it. And another fumble. For this had some really good plays on offense, made 3 really solid throws for touchdowns, but he's also fumbled the ball a couple times as well. Plays just very similar to that one where it looked like he never really controlled the ball off the snap, and that one kind of bounced in and out of his hands, and Rapone was the quickest to react, just fell on top of it. Snap now and scream down the field over the head of everybody. Far side. And trying our best to see what the flag was for on that far sideline. The way the ball is being spotted, it almost has to be pass interference, and it is. So the ball will move way down the field. And what could be a really costly pass interference call against Watertown. Spot of the foul is all the way down, pretty much right at the 25-yard line. And so Genesee with a really good opportunity here. Complete. Well, Rude was looking for Budzenak on that far side. Unable to find him. Incomplete, stops the clock at just under 8 minutes to go. Two men in the backfield, two men on the far side as well. Scrambling out to his right is Rude, and he's just going to take it himself. And the ball might have come loose on that far side. Hard to tell, but big pile on that far side. Actually, the camera angle is far better to look at than our vantage point up here. The outcome of that will be Genesee will keep hold of the ball, and it'll be third down and about 7 to go. But we hit the 7-minute mark here in the third quarter. Scores 21-12 in favor of the Watertown Red and Black. But the Spartans threatening. Ball on the 21-yard line. And back to pass is Rude. Down the field, into the end zone. Incomplete. Well, that one was down towards Thurston Jr. was the intended receiver, and looked like for a second that ball might have been bouncing around, but it fell incomplete, and that brings up fourth down and 7. 6.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. And Montana will come out try to kick a field goal. And the snap rolled to the holder and just going to run it out of bounds. It is Chris Geising. So the snap not ideal that time for Montana field goal attempt, and instead Genesee will turn the ball over on downs. Well, it looked like for a second we were going to get a chance to see Mark Montana show off his kicking strength. Saw a sort of similar play happen earlier after Genesee's first touchdown where the same thing, the hold never really materialized, and they ended up going for 2 points, not converting. Hand it off up the middle, and gain of absolutely nothing that time. Couple of whistles. Might be a player down. Back up to his feet now. And getting off to the far sideline was number 88, TJ Henderson. So maybe the slightest of gains that time on the run from Washington. Not entirely certain what the discussion was from the official on this near side. Regardless, Williams with a short little screen pass out to Jeter. Jeter on this near side skips past his first man and then is brought down at the 35-yard line. Under 6 minutes to go now in the third quarter. It was Curry on the tackle, Delonte Curry. Ball right on the 35. The rain has not let up even a little bit as we started the third quarter. It really wasn't so bad weather-wise for the first half of play, and then once we hit halftime, that completely changed. It's been rainy and windy ever since. 5 minutes and 15 to go here in the third quarter. Watertown really taking their time here. Snap and carried by Jeter, actually. Looked like it might have been a direct snap to Jeter that time, and he got out to this near side, got just about to midfield, and grabs a first down for the red and black. So a gain of 12 yards on the direct snap keeper that time for Kalen Jeter. Jeter, like I said, not a stranger to getting those snaps. Played quarterback 2 years ago for the red and black, and got a couple of snaps last year towards the end of the season at quarterback and some goal line sets. Williams now back to pass, and way down the field, and in and out of the hands, and incomplete. Flag came out back a little bit closer towards the line of scrimmage, but not really not in a position where anything was happening. So a strange spot for a flag, but it is going to be, I believe, a penalty against Watertown. So not entirely certain what happened there. All of our ineligible receiver downfield, I believe he said. So all of us immediately looked to see where that pass was going and weren't paying attention to what was happening towards the middle of the field, but there was an ineligible receiver for Watertown, so penalty backs him up. It'll be first down and about 17 yards to go. This one handed off, and carrying it up the middle is Tate. And Kristen Tate able to pick up a decent chunk of yardage that time on the handoff. Gain of about 5 that time for Christian Tate, and so it'll be second down and 8 to go. Hand it off to Tate again up the middle. And a gain of another couple of yards. Gunnar Rapone making the tackle on that play, limiting Tate to just a couple of yards. It'll be 3rd down and 5. Under 3 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. The score is still 21-12. Pitch out to this near side and tackled for a loss that time. Tate on the pitch play to this near side, had nowhere to go, was wrapped up pretty quickly. And it was Delonte Curry who made the tackle. So a loss of a yard on that play, and it'll bring up a 4th down. And the Watertown offense will stay out there on 4th down and 8. Jeter in at quarterback now and sneaking to this near side, gets a fake pass and then steps out of bounds. Picks up more than enough for a 1st down. Kalen Jeter putting on some moves that time, finding his way to this near sideline and getting some space, gaining enough yardage to pick up a 1st down for the red and black. Gain of 15 that time on the quarterback keeper for Kalen Jeter. So it's Jeter, Tate, and the quarterback, Jason Williams, in the backfield. Jeter's actually gone out to that far side. Handed off to Tate up the middle and still going. Squirming his way forward. I'll tell you what, Christian Tate doesn't give up, ever. Always fighting to gain that extra yard or two. Found his way forward for about 2 yards that time. It'll be 2nd and 8. Ball is on the 33-yard line. Williams, screen to the far side, finds Jackson. DeQuace Jackson still going and picks up the 1st down, and then it's brought down, looked like out of bounds on that far sideline. Time's going to expire here in the 3rd quarter. And so Watertown picks up a 1st down, and at the end of the 3rd quarter, they lead 21-12 as you see Eric Washington's just powerful run up the middle there. And we'll take a short break here at the end of the 3rd quarter and be back for the 4th. Watertown leads 21-12. I don't think it's going to work. It's terrible.
Lots of things can make your engine light come on, besides your engine. A loose gas cap, a failed catalytic converter, even your transmission.
At AMCO, we know how to diagnose and fix a problem no matter what it is.
What makes your car's engine light come on can be confusing. Fortunately, where to take it isn't.
That's AMCO. AA, MCO.
Allen's Liquors and Wines, easy on, easy off, exit 48 off I-81. The oldest locally owned running liquor store in town. With over 30 years in the community, a large selection of New York State wines, New York State distilled products, it's a must you pop in and browse our superior selection of liquor and wine products, competitive prices, frequent sales, specials. You always will get a great deal at Allen's Liquors and Wines. Open late until 10 p.m. Monday through Saturday for your convenience. Sunday to noon to 8 p.m. Pop in!
Welcome back to Watertown, New York, here at George Ashcraft Field at the Watertown Fairgrounds. It's Watertown Red and Black's first game of the season. They're taking on the Genesee Spartans, and they're leading 21-12. Watertown's got the ball as we start the fourth quarter. Handed off to Burrell. Rarde Burrell picking up some really solid yardage that time on the handoff. If you're just joining us, or if you're come back from watching previously, the game has changed completely in terms of weather and style. First half was pretty pass heavy from either team. This second half has relied mostly on running as the weather has really picked up. The rain and the wind has not been conducive to the passing game for either team. And it's mostly just been handoffs, runs up the middle for either team in the second half. So after a couple of running plays here to start the fourth quarter, it'll be second down and 8 for Watertown. There's two men in the backfield with the quarterback, Williams. Jason Williams scrambling out to his right side, is just going to keep it himself and might have snuck into the end zone. No, just short. Well, it looked like he swung that left arm around trying to extend the ball over the plane and came up just shy. And so Williams coming off to the sideline here pretty gingerly. And he's going to stay out of the game. The ball's on the 1 yard line. And Kalen Jeter, you would presume, will get the snap at quarterback. So first and goal, Jeter right under center. Snap to Jeter, short little screen, quick early pass, and incomplete. Trying to find Whitfield that time. And incomplete out of the back of the end zone. Whistle, I believe, for an injured player on the field. It's a Genesee Spartan down near the line of scrimmage, and so we'll take a break for the injury.
We are TYM. For over 70 years, we have empowered our customers with advanced machinery to transform the land around them. We are Branson. For over 54 years, we have
Back from break,
manufactured
injured
equipment
player
to cultivate a
up
rich
and off the
provision
field.
from the soil.
Seems to be all right. It's still still goal set for Watertown. That one might have snuck in. They did sneak in. Touchdown for Watertown on the goal line set. Able to just scramble that one over the end zone. And so Watertown tacks on 6 more. It's 27-12. 12 minutes and 25 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. That one just bundled over to the line by Watertown. Good enough. And it'll be Byler out to kick his 4th extra point of the night. He's 3 for 3 so far. All 3 have looked very solid. That one looks pretty good as well, and it is. So 28-12. is the score. After Watertown tacks on another touchdown. So 12 minutes and 25 seconds left to go after the Watertown touchdown. They lead 28-12. We'll take another break here as teams get ready for another kickoff.
We are TYM. For over 70 years, we have empowered our customers with advanced machinery to transform the land around them. We are Branson. For over 54 years, we have manufactured equipment to cultivate a rich provision from the soil. Today, we have united our companies and joined forces to create a global leader in agricultural solutions.
To your TYM tractor at Burville Power Equipment.
So Watertown getting set to kick off now following the Caitlin Jeter rushing touchdown from the 1-yard line. And it'll be Dylan Bice to kick for the red and black. Bice has done a really solid job tonight. And Bice's kick is pretty good. Reese is going to pick it up and scramble towards the middle of the field. Now all the way over to that far side. And then some late contact and a little bit of pushing and shoving over there on that far sideline. We haven't really seen too much of that tonight. Well, it was a decent return for Jedediah Reese initially. I think, for the most part, cooler heads look like they're going to prevail on that far sideline. Like I said, a little bit of extracurriculars after that kick return. And so, after the kick return, Genesee will get the ball on the 28-yard line with 12 minutes and 17 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. (28-12) is the score. Watertown leading the Genesee Spartans in their first game of the season. Non-league matchup. Spartans out of the Northern Football Alliance. This one handed off up the middle and maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. Gain of maybe half a yard that time. As I was saying, Spartans out of the Northern Football Alliance look like a really solid football team. And the thing that impressed us the most was the numbers. Really good numbers for a first-year team. Two in the backfield with a quarterback, Rude. Low snap, handled and handed off. Up the middle and then brought down after gaining 4 yards was Bethel. All at the 35-yard line after the gain of 4. And down to 11 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Watertown leading 28-12. Third down for the Genesee Spartans. Alex Rude with one either side. He's going to keep it himself. And up the middle, Alex Rude still going. Picks up the first down and some. Nice play that time for Alex Rude on the quarterback keeper, able to sneak up the middle. It's brought down by Isaiah McCrae after he picked up the first down. Spartans taking their time in the huddle. They step to the line now as the clock reaches 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Again, one either side of the quarterback, Rude, and two receivers on this near side, one on the far. Rude's just going to keep it again himself. Gets to the line of scrimmage and picks up about 5 yards before being brought down right in front of the Spartans bench. Ball will be spotted right at the 50-yard line after the quarterback keeper by Rude. Clock down to 9 minutes. Spartans step to the line. Two receivers on the far side, two in the backfield with the quarterback Rude. Handed off and brought down quickly and hard. And now some conflict further down the field. And now game really getting out of hand. Punches thrown, really just unnecessary from both teams. There's just no call for that. And two players that weren't really involved in the play either is the frustrating thing for both coaches. You'd have to think players that weren't involved getting in an altercation. And a game that hasn't been chippy, it hasn't been out of hand. Both teams have been really fairly sportsmanlike. And just an unfortunate thing to happen from a spectator's perspective. It's one of the last things you want to see as a game get out of hand like this, where players start taking swings at each other and get involved in physical altercations. Understand the tensions run high. Football's that type of sport, but it seems like both teams are separated and calmed down at least a little bit. You'd have to think there will be ejections here for everyone involved really in that situation. There's no reason for any of those players to remain on the field. Unnecessary really is the best word to describe it. You know, like I said, it's not a game that really was chippy or out of hand. Again, still all sorts of discussion going on this near side. Get signals from the referee. So 2 ejections for either team. Players involved. Well, it looked like the 4 players who are really involved the most are the ones that have been ejected. As I said, 2 from either team. And it's just unfortunate, really, that a game that's just been really competitive and hard fought, but clean and classy, is ultimately marred by just really unnecessary acts there at the end of the game. No reason for anything of that sort to transpire, and it's unfortunate that puts a little bit of a damper on the evening for both teams who have played good football. Get back underway as Rude is going to air this one out way down the field. Looks like the wind just caught that one and held it up. Well, it looked like Rude got enough on that, and it just died once it got up in the air and finished well short of his intended receiver, who was Keir Moore. So it'll be 4th down, and Mark Montana will come out to punt for the Genesee Spartans. Montana's done a really good job for the Spartans tonight. Looks like he's got a really strong leg and is a very solid punter. They'll be pleased with his performance tonight. It's Kalen Jeter back to return for the red and black. Good snap. Punt off in plenty of time. Jeter bumbled it and then able to come up with it eventually. Fell on it. Well, initially unable to reel that one in. Kind of slipped through his hands and bounced. Wondered if we were going to see another red and black fumble. But instead, Watertown will take over with 8 minutes and 28 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. They lead 28-12. Three touchdowns in the first half, I should say, and once in the 3rd quarter did Watertown score. They lead by 16 as they get the ball back. Handed off up the middle to Washington. Finds his way out to this near side after breaking a tackle. Washington still going, tries to get back to the inside, and then is eventually brought down. Picks up about 5 yards on that rush. Eric Washington, the big man. Under 8 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. 2nd down and 5 to go. After Washington picked up 5 yards in that rush. First play of the possession for the red and black. Washington in the backfield with Williams. He's got a couple of receivers on this near side looking for him, airing it out, and over the head. Too strong. Trying to find Samaj James, and that one just too strong for him. James had his man beat, was in space, and the throw from Williams just too strong over the head of James. Well, the wind is definitely blowing that direction, probably aided that throw a little bit, and it carried over the head of James. Back to pass again. Williams over the middle and in and out of the hands. Incomplete that time. Pass intended for Corey Smith. So that'll stop the clock with 7 minutes and 18 seconds left. 4th down. So the red and black will send the punt team out on 4th down and 5 from their own 34-yard line. A couple of whistles Watertown's going to call a timeout. So Jerry Levine makes his way out to talk to his team during the timeout, and we'll take a break and be right back.
Just like you, our family's health is very important to us. One way to improve the air quality in your home is to regularly have the ductwork cleaned. Colello Air Technologies can help with certified professionals in state-of-the-art technology and equipment. Colello Air Technologies also offers mold remediation, water damage restoration, fire and smoke remediation caused from storms, broken pipes, fires, and water backups. Call Colello Air Technologies today to make an appointment.
So Watertown will punt. Howard actually punting that one. Good block there by Cleveland and tackled right here on this near sideline at the 40-yard line. So Amir Cleveland on the punt return. And he was downed right at the 40-yard line. So that's where the Spartans will take over possession. It's 1st and 10, Spartans, right at the 40-yard line after the punt return by Cleveland. Rob Williams Jr. is in the backfield with the quarterback Alex Rude. Low snap handled by Rude. Looking to the left side, got hit as he threw, and it's intercepted. Picked off that time by Dalton, who's on that far sideline, still going, and then pushed out a play by the quarterback, actually. Alex Rude made the tackle. Well, Rude was trying to find Cummings over the middle. Evan Cummings was the intended receiver. Get a look at it here, and pretty much just right to Dalton. Rude got hit as he threw, and that certainly impacted the way that ball came out of his hand, and right to Derek Dalton. So an interception for the Watertown Red and Black, another takeaway. And they'll get the ball at the 25-yard line. Under 7 minutes to play, Red and Black leading 28-12 and threatening again after the interception. Williams looking to pass over the middle, incomplete. Williams looking to find James over the middle. Pass was incomplete, which will stop the clock at 6 minutes and 50 seconds. Second and 10 from the 25-yard line. Handed off. Rarde Burrell still going on that far sideline. He's going to pick up the first down. So Burrell able to get to the far sideline, pick up the first down. No, just short of the first down. For sure he got over that line, but is just short, and so it'll be third and less than a yard. Williams scrambling out to the left now. Williams looking to pass, is going to hold on to it. Williams dodges the tackle, gets out of bounds at the 10-yard line, enough to move the chains. So Williams dancing around that time. Looked up 2 or 3 different times trying to pass. Didn't see anyone open. Took it himself and picked up enough yardage to get the first down, which gives Watertown a couple cracks at it from the 12-yard line. Williams handed off up the middle. Now skirting to the outside and brought down just short. Rarde Burrell very nearly snuck into the end zone that time. Was just short when he was wrapped up. And so it'll be first down and goal from the 1-yard line. Four minutes and 40 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Handed off up the middle into the end zone. Touchdown, Watertown. So the short handoff up the middle into the end zone. Watertown picks up 6 more points. It's 34-12 with 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. So the PAT team will come out. Eric Byler looking to stay perfect. Spartans jumped early. It is offside, so Byler gets to move up a little bit and try the PAT from a little closer. Again, Spartans jumping the gun a little bit. And Byler will move even closer. So Eric Byler with a chip shot now for the extra point. Looked good, and it is. 35-12, Watertown leads with 4 minutes and 30 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Rushing touchdown for Rarde Burrell, and then the extra point from Eric Byler. Watertown extending the lead here late. We'll take a break as the teams get ready for another kickoff.
When you walk in the door, we know you by face. We, know your families. We see you in the community. You're not a number here. You're always a name.
When I help a couple build their first home, and I can drive by and see the completed project, and we had a part in that. I had a customer yesterday that came in, and she said, "You've explained to me in 10 minutes more than I've gotten from any other bank that I've talked to," and they appreciate that.
Governor Savings and Loan, your hometown bank since 1892.
Well, back in Watertown after the red and black touchdown, they lead 35-12, and they'll get set to kick off here. Dylan Bice set to kick. Bice's kick handled by Wenner, and sneaking to the inside, Wenner brought down at about the 34-yard line. So Genesee will take over right at the 35-yard line with 4 minutes to go in the game. They trail 35-12. But they've put together a really solid effort tonight. They've played some really good defense. I know the scoreline might not necessarily reflect that, but they've forced several fumbles, recovered one of them for a touchdown. And they've done a really solid job of holding Watertown in check. Short screen out to the far side. Finds Budzenak. And down just short of the first down, I believe. Pretty close either way. They're actually going to mark him a couple of yards short, so it'll be a second and about 2 after the reception for Budzenak. Clock down to 3 minutes. Rude in the backfield with Rob Williams Jr. Rude's going to take it himself, sneaking up the middle. Brought down, tackled by Walker. It's enough of a gain to move the chains. It'll be first down and 10 from the 49-yard line. Clock running down almost to 2 minutes now here in the fourth quarter. Williams Jr. again in the backfield with Rude. And 2-minute warning right as Genesee was about to get that play off. We'll hit the 3-minute warning. And the referee signaling to run the clock. I think both teams ready to get out of here. It's been a tough game. Just the weather has made the game difficult to play, especially in this second half. The wind and the rain picked up for all of the third quarter and most of the fourth. Really changed the way this game was played. Went from being a gunslinging aerial battle to a rushing game. And it's been a much quicker second half, but it's been a much tougher second half for both of these teams. So solid rush that time, picks up about 5. It'll be 2nd and 5. As we're down to 1 minute left in the game. Again, Williams in the backfield with Rude. 2 receivers either side. Rude looking to pass. Good pressure from Watertown. Rude unable to get past. So Rude looking to get past Kuhn, unable to spin around him. And it looks like time's going to run out here as there's 5 seconds left. Both teams just going to shake hands and call this one good. So Watertown will take this non-league matchup against the Genesee Spartans by a score of 35-12. And a non-league game against the Spartans out of the Northern Football Alliance. Watertown Red and Black with a solid performance. Jason Williams, despite 4 fumbles, picked up 3 touchdown passes, and Jeter rushed one in as well as caught one. And then the Red and Black able to just manage the game from there on, and so they'll win and move to 1-0 on the season as they defeat the Genesee Spartans. So for everybody at NBC Watertown and Steve Weed from Steve Weed Productions. My name's Connor Lalone. We're thrilled you could join us for tonight's Watertown Red and Black, and we hope you have a good night.